quality and stuff is okay. Okay, so it should be good now. Let me check if it's online over here. See, I never stream, so I don't even know like where to find it on your actual like YouTube page. Isn't it home or
I
video?
could try and pull it up. I know when you and Mitch did it, I saw it on. It was in my subscription box. Let me see if I can
Okay.
find it.
Let me try to see it. Oh wait, hold on. That's the reason why I have to switch this to public visibility. There.
Oh.
Now we're good. Yeah. Okay, and now let me just refresh. YouTube.
Oh, there it is. I see it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, so the way Mitch had it is he had the stream opened up because I guess you can't see the chat from your end.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay, cool. So we're good then, I guess. It's going live. That's awesome. How you been though, dude?
I'm good. How are you?
You must have been super busy recently. I saw you just had the wedding and stuff, that's why.
Yeah, it's been a busy couple weeks, but finally things are getting back to normal, so I'm excited.
Oh, that's good. You guys are back home then now?
Yeah.
Oh, right on, man. That's awesome. I'm, like me and my fiance too. We've been looking, and I think I was mentioning it to you in text for a little bit. We were like trying to plan everything, and then the quarantines and stuff hit, and then I was like, okay, well, we got to put everything on hold. So that's good if you guys like figured it out, during all of this stuff.
Yeah, it was. We were supposed to have it in May, and then that just got completely canceled. And then we were looking at having like a much smaller one, just because we wanted to like doing something before we did all that sort of stuff. And it turned out that it got to a point where we were able to have it with just a smaller group of people, and obviously had to do it outdoors. Like we had to have we were gonna have the ceremony outdoors anyway, but we ended up having the reception and everything outdoors, and it ended up working out. It was hot, but other than that, it was good.
See, that's the thing that we're gonna have to try to figure out too. Like it's Hawaii, right? So we're gonna have an outdoor anyway. So I think it's awesome. More like just for ourselves because our families my family lives on a different island than the island that we're on. So like even just traveling between island to island, you have to like quarantine for like 14 days or something. So
really,
yeah. So to like have my grandparents or like my dad guys come down, it's too much of a hassle. I feel like so. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
that makes sense
for you because everybody can just drive, right?
Yeah, well, a lot of my family couldn't come because they're older and they didn't want to do it. My dad flew, but yeah, most of my wife's family is in Philly, so it just made it easier.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they just drove. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We were supposed to go on our honeymoon in Hawaii, but that all got obviously. Yeah, we were supposed to, but that all got pushed. So now we did like a smaller honeymoon just in state, and then next year, hopefully, at some point, we'll be able to come out to Hawaii and finish. Like we had this beautiful resort. We are gonna do like first class. I was so excited.
Oh,
but it
dang, that would have been nice, man. Yeah, but you got to do. I'm glad you guys just pulled the trigger and just said, okay, we're gonna do this though this year.
Yep. Yeah, we had to.
What island were you guys looking at to go down to?
We were going to fly directly from Newark to the Big Island and then stay on, I think, Maui.
Oh, okay. So you weren't hitting any of my islands then. I live on Oahu now, but if I had to recommend,
really?
I would say that Kauai is pretty nice, dude.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we have to replan the whole thing, so I'll definitely hit you up and ask you what all the best spots are for sure.
Man. Yeah, I love Kauai. Kauai is really, really beautiful. But I mean, all of the islands are great. Like Maui is good too. Big Island is good. It just really depends on like what kind of like scene you're looking for and stuff. If you're gonna do like more hiking and stuff, I'd say Kauai. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong anywhere. It's Hawaii, right? So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's crazy too, man. What's up?
How's everything else been?
Good. Just same old.
A lot.
I'm sorry.
You're streaming a lot now.
Yeah, I've been because honestly, it's gonna sound bad, but I haven't had like a lot of content to put out recently, so I'm like, I still need to do something. So I've been streaming.
I've been working. I mean, you had like all your family stuff. That's why, and like the wedding and stuff. So I can imagine you're pretty busy with all of that. You can't really create content. Oh yeah, right. Plus, I'm in the chat. All guys.
Oh hey, what's up, chat? It's good to see you guys.
Yeah, I think you're playing Fall Guys a lot, right?
Yeah, as my friend told me about it last week, and I just started getting into it. It's one of those games that gets really addicting, and it's like I don't understand why I like it so much, but I can't stop playing it. So.
It's like viral right now. I think that's why everybody's been playing it.
It's crazy. It's nuts, man. Have you tried it yet?
I tried. Okay, so me and my friends played like a couple games for like an hour and stuff. And at first, I did not like it. I was like, "This is lame," it seems weird. And then after a while, we just kept playing, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't get this win."
Yeah, you get sucked in. It's terrible.
It's hard. It's hard. Hey, SBMitch is in the chat. Mitch, you want to join in? Should we call him in?
Join in, Mitch.
Yeah, let me see if I can get him in. This is cool.
He texted me yesterday and told me about all these SBs that he's picked up.
Oh yeah, he's been picking up a lot of stuff. What's the recent pickups that you've been?
Yeah, and they weren't through boxes. He just bought them too. I was like, damn, Mitch.
Okay, I just sent it. We'll see if he jumps in. But yeah, when we were streaming, everybody was asking where you were and stuff. We're like, oh yeah, we got to get Seth Fowler on a stream.
Dude, I'm glad you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This is great.
No, yeah, for sure, man. We were talking about like how you have such a diverse like background and stuff. You know, you have like your industrial designing degree, and apparently you're in a rock band or something.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. That's just a fun side. It's not
when we were kids, when we were younger.
Exactly.
That's funny, man. I want to see how this works with 3 people. So I've never had it beyond just 2 people. This will be interesting.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So is this the one that like random people can call in? Like if you wanted to, you could like give out a number and have people call in too, or is that
so
different?
They have that feature as well. Just not sure how it works yet. So I gotta talk to those guys to see how that's implemented. But I think that's cool too. You know, like they were asking like how we're gonna what's the way that I'm thinking about using the stations thing more often, and I was thinking like it's kind of cool to like have like a I wouldn't really say podcast setup, but it's just cool to like link up with people like, you know, through video chats and stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is pretty dope. And then if you can have like people call in and stuff too, I was like, that's like really helping to engage your audience and stuff.
Definitely, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because YouTube Live currently doesn't have that at all, and that's something that I feel like would really, really help.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Because like, I mean, I think they're also like planning to do like customizations and stuff. You know, like how Twitch you can do like overlays and things like that. I think that's like the route that they're moving towards eventually. So it'll be like an all-encompassing like stream.
That's smart.
Which would be great, man. Yeah, because I tried the Twitch thing. It's a learning curve. It's a lot different than the YouTube side.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to build that audience.
Yeah, I feel like it's harder to grow on Twitch too.
Yeah. How's the tech stuff been going? That's what I wanted to talk to you about, man.
It's been good. It's been it was just sort of a side thing. The whole idea behind the channel, like to be completely open and honest about it, the whole idea was just the CPMs were better in tech, so that's why I started it originally. And I was like, well, I can just unbox tech and just like, you know, have a nice side income. And then I didn't take into account how much work it would be to have a second channel, and so I slowed down. And then I started I've always loved tech, and so I started like just doing more in depth like reviews and more in depth videos, and just like I bought like. I've been buying some random older stuff, like I bought an NES and a PS2 and things like that recently, and I just wanted to show those off on the channel. And then when I started doing that, this is a lot more fun than I was having before. So now I'm just trying to make it just like a fun, rather than trying to, you know, make a business out of it. So that I feel like an approach has been helping because it's been more fulfilling than just trying to, you know, review like the latest tech, which I'm still hoping to do, but you know, that's not the main focus anymore.
Right. Oh, it's awesome, bro. I was looking at that and I was like, you really matched that part of like a tech reviewer too. I'm like, this is awesome.
That's what I originally wanted to do. That was my very first video that ever went like big on YouTube was back in 2007 on just like this random, you know, everyone had a YouTube channel in high school, but like it was a video on the Xbox 16 views. Holy crap, this is crazy. And then I just thought that, you know, I should definitely start doing tech. So I made a separate tech channel, but the tech channel didn't take on, you know, I went to college and life happened. And then I just stopped doing it. And I don't think that channel would have worked either because it was at that, you know, that awkward stage when you're becoming an adult where no one really wants to, watch you. So I was like, no matter what I did back then, wouldn't have done well. So I'm glad
That's when you said you started?
That was my first channel. I'm not going to say the name of the channel. There's a bunch of random videos on there that are garbage. I really should just like private all this.
Okay, wait. So I want to hold that thought.
Mitch, I'd put out like a video that
invite. I'm not sure if you got it, man. I texted it to you, Mitch. You just need to. You need to just click on that invite. I think. I don't know. Mitchell. It should just be because we did this last time. I don't know. You know, he's an old man, so that tech. This might be beyond him.
Oh my goodness.
Well, anyway, we'll see if he comes in. But I did send it, Mitch. But yeah, so in 2007, does that mean that you were starting up around the same time as MKBHD? Gotta be.
I guess, but he was a lot more persistent than I was. He's better at it than I ever was.
Ahead of the curve, bro. If you just kept sticking with it, that would have been crazy.
I didn't stick with it.
Yeah, well,
yeah, that's the thing, man. I feel like Yeah, actually, okay. You know what? Maybe I should. I'll send you a private link later. It's terrible, man. My voice hasn't dropped or anything. It's the worst.
You should do a reaction to it, man. You should do a reaction video. I think it'd be funny. I just did one of those recently. I really enjoyed it. It's very cringe when you're watching yourself, but it's also a very good learning experience, you know? Yeah.
Definitely. How's everything been going with you? What's been going on in your life?
Nothing too crazy, man. So like I just left my full-time job earlier this year, right, to do the YouTube stuff full-time.
Congrats. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
dude, congrats. That's huge.
It was a big change for sure, but I was definitely like feeling like I was gonna get burnt out like this year for sure, and thankfully I got out at the right time, because if I had to balance that job and this and then quarantine stuff, I was like, okay, that was actually a really, really good thing. And I think we just got Mitch in.
Congrats.
Yeah. There we go. Can you hear us, Mitch?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I can't see anything though. I had to do it from my computer.
But you can see us on the computer side then?
I can see you on the YouTube channel, but I can't see you on the actual thing. Like, it's just a big screen with just my face on the right.
Oh, interesting. And
because it wasn't working. It wasn't working on. Oh wait, okay. I'm seeing myself on YouTube now. I'm very grainy.
That's okay. It'll work itself out, I think. No, but yeah, so I switched over to the full-time gig stuff, and then
awesome.
It's been weird though. Like I feel like a lot more content with my life and not like as stressed out, you know, because before I was waking up at like 6:30, sitting in traffic for an hour, working from 7:45 till 5:30, sitting in traffic an hour back, and then, you know, doing the YouTube stuff at night. So it was literally like a 80-hour work week, dude. So
that's nuts.
Yeah. And I mean, you were doing that, I think, at the beginning as well, right? You had a job and you were doing YouTube.
But I wasn't working those hours, man. I don't know how you did those hours.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's been hectic, man. But yeah, so I had to switch that because there's no way. And people were like wondering, like, oh, you could do both, and I'm like, I don't think you understand like how much work that takes. It's tough, and it's just like because I was a counselor too, right? So counseling, it's like you take a lot of that work home with you, right? Like,
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I think that was like a big thing for me too. I felt like I wasn't giving 100% to the counseling side either, and if I can't give 100%, then I'm like, I can't do this. So, yeah,
that's a good way to get it.
That's really good self-awareness too. Like, yeah, I still to this day tip my cap to you for doing that, just as a human being.
Thank you.
It's really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wish I could stick with it. It's just if I'm not giving 100% to it, then I gotta take a step back, because this thing too, it's like, okay, people said, okay, why don't you cut the YouTube side and just do the counseling full time though? And I'm thinking in my head, like, to do like well on YouTube to the point where you can actually like, you know, make a living off of it. That's a very rare opportunity, you know, like you can't window, right? There's a window there. But for the counseling side, my degree's not going anywhere. Like, I'm going to keep that degree no matter what. And that job's always there. But, you know, if I did the counseling full time and tried to come back to YouTube, that wouldn't work out. Like it doesn't happen like that. So yeah,
100%. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really great way to go. And I think we're lucky in that we have work experience, we have the degrees in that sort of area. So no matter what, you know, we can always go back to things, which, you know, not everyone, that's not a situation that a lot of people are in. So it's really great that worked out, you know, and especially since you have so much experience in that, dude. That's awesome. And it's probably going to help you too, because now you can understand people on YouTube and you can understand. That's sick, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you, man. Hey, shout out to Jason too.
Because we're gonna need it after a couple years.
FOWLER Mitch collab of the year. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you for that. But I did want to say, Seth. So for your industrial designing degree, did that help when you were creating your shoe, man? Congratulations. I never messaged you about that, by the way.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So did that help with your
Just like, did you need to put that out there? And that's true for anyone who like hates on anything. I think that's just, and I think also another takeaway from this was that I didn't realize, even just through reviewing sneakers, I didn't realize certain things, like the reason certain designers did certain things certain ways, and it really made me think more about be more careful when I review shoes, because I didn't realize just how much goes into it. like I knew there was a lot going into it, but until I actually did it, and mine was a really simple shoe. I didn't design the midsole or anything. That was already given to me. For someone at like Nike or someone at like Adidas or New Balance or someone who's designing the entire shoe, like that's just a whole different ball game. And I just felt like I was taking some of those reviews too lightly. And now I definitely try and go more in depth, and I try and see it, you know, from both sides. If there's a shoe that I think is ugly, rather than just
Yeah, of course. So hold on. So is the stream good, everybody? I'm not sure. It said we were frozen for a while, but
oh, word.
Yeah, I think
it's probably not. It's got to be
too much stud on the screen. Nice.
It's probably mine.
No, we're fine. Don't worry about it. It'll work itself out, guys. Yeah, if it freezes, it'll fix itself. But yeah, people saying it's good.
Plus, it's still in beta testing, right?
Yeah, it is. Okay. So anyway, what we were talking about though, Seth, like you're talking about like having a greater appreciation and stuff for like designers and stuff, and I start to see that as well. Like people like will hate on Kanye and stuff for like creating like these crazy looking shoes and stuff, but I mean, you got to take risk. I feel like at some point, you know, because if you don't take the risk, then you're just looking at like the same designs over and over and over, just played out in a different way, right? And if you don't go like a completely new route, like with the Yeezy V1s, the 350s, that was a completely like new take on shoes, right? So I can see, yeah, there's gonna be haters no matter what, but you got to take a risk and stuff, and I think that's important.
100%, and that's why like all these crazy new shoes that he's coming out with, while I don't think they're, you know, the most visually like when you see like the reason, and I get this a lot, is like I'll say that I just really dislike some of the newer 350s coming out because they look so similar, and I understand why people think that that's ridiculous when I say that I love the new foam runners. But the reason I love the foam runners is because it's such a different just take on just design in general. And I feel like the 350s, while they're fine and they're a good shoe overall, it's just, you know, you're being so crazy and insane in one shoe, and then you're like releasing like 5 different round forms of 350s. Like, give us a blue one, give us something else like that. I don't know. I just there's a reason why I like the crazy ones versus the same shoe with different colorways, you know?
Yeah, that's why. Just from your perspective of like uniqueness and stuff. What is your take on those shoes though, Mitch?
On which ones? The D-Rose ones?
Yeah.
Someone on Twitter said it looks like they're wearing tilapia fillets, and I can't get that out of my head. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. And that's forever what I'm gonna think of. I'm like, oh, that person is wearing seafood on their feet.
Oh my gosh, that's bad, dude. That's bad. I gotta take a look at that. Yeah, but I wish you didn't say that. I'm trying to like it. That's why. I don't know. I could not do the foam runners though. I just didn't like those. Those were not my thing.
Understandably so.
Yeah. The D Roses though, I feel like they're very, very unique. So we'll see. I want to see more like on feet potentials and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know how the comfort and stuff will be, but yeah.
Well, there was those red ones. I think in that huge like factory picture storage picture thing. I think it was literally like just a bright red foam runner. Those looked like foam runners that were red, I guess.
Mitch is very harsh on the whole Yeezy line. I like what I like.
I mean, you said earlier I'm old, so I'm pretty set in my ways.
Oh, you heard that? Uh-oh.
It's true. I embrace the fact that I'm almost 40. Whatever.
I was just joking with you. You know we love you, Mitch.
I know. I know my place. I know my place in the timeline of life.
I've said it a million times. I think you don't look anywhere close to 40. You look like you're 20 something. Like I'm not even blowing smoke. You know, I'm being serious.
Well, especially right now because I look like something on an 8-bit Nintendo.
How do you do that? I was telling Mitch that too last time. I was like, I always get surprised about his age because he doesn't look that age.
Let me just put this on my Instagram story. I don't know how to. Is there a way to like? Oh no, I figured it out. Never mind. Sorry.
No. Yeah, again, I'm learning with you guys, and this is all a test run. So, but it is cool. Like, when was the last time that we all like linked up like this? You know, ComplexCon.
Was it ComplexCon? Yeah.
That was the last time. Thankfully, I mean, you guys are lucky. You guys get each other like since then because you guys live kind of in the same.
Well, it's my own dumb butt fault for waiting until like 2 months before I leave to really like become friends with Seth.
Oh, were you guys really?
I'm still like, what was I doing?
How far away were you guys from each other? when you were in Philly?
What, 15 minutes?
15,
no
yeah.
way.
Yep.
That close?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Close.
Interesting.
Yeah, you were like right next to where my wife works, like literally like within walking distance. It's crazy. Like I could have just gone with her to work and then walked to your house.
That's hilarious.
What the heck, man? It's such a small world, isn't it?
It's crazy. It really is.
Dang, that's insane. Oh, okay. So I got to get your take. What seed is Philly right now?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What seed is Philadelphia? The signal.
Well, last time I checked, 6th. But
how are you feeling without Simmons?
To be fair, yeah, Ben's out. To be completely honest, I think, and this is like, I hate saying this is a Sixers fan, but I think the most exciting series of the entire playoffs is going to be the Blazers versus the Lakers coming up. I feel like that Dame versus LeBron is going to be nuts. Now, the Sixers Celtics, I think that's a toss-up because the Celtics suck. They've always been trash. You know, they're just the worst ever.
Hey, so wait, Tom's not here. You can say whatever you want, dude.
I forgot that you're a JJ fan too, so you're a Pelicans fan now.
Yes, I have to be. And they're out, but it's okay.
They just fired their head coach.
Yeah, Alvin Gentry got relieved of his duties. Did I just say a basketball fact? What is going on here?
Look at you, all cultured and stuff. Nah, but I still have a lot of love for the Sixers, bro. Like, that was a solid squad. It's a solid squad.
Dude, last year was our year, man. Like, we really, like, that was our chance. If it wasn't for Kawhi's, like, you know, so the first shoe that he released with New Balance, the Omnis, yeah. So the first colorway that they released has now been dubbed the 4 bounce colorway, and the reason it was called that was because of the 4 bounces that the ball made before he. I know I'm pissed off. I love New Balance, but that was tough to hear.
Dude, that shot was ridiculous.
We were all sitting around my couch just being like, we're going to go into overtime. We're going to be – because if we had gone into overtime, we would have had, I think. I really do think that. Yeah. But, man, it was just – that was the – I love Kawhi because he's just like a ridiculous character. But, man, that was really rough.
That was it made for an epic picture, though. That is like an all-time greatest picture of all time.
I agree. Well, Jimmy Butler is – I don't know if you saw the shot that Jimmy Butler had like a couple weeks earlier where he like did the ninja stance after he shot that 3.
No, I didn't. I gotta go look at that.
I can find it. I'll find it later. But it was also not as ridiculous as the Kawhi shot, but it was also it's just being.
That's what I love, though. You know, like moments like that. Even though like it's heartbreak, at least you'll remember it for the rest of your life.
Exactly, 100%. And still, like Kawhi, genuinely, I think can go down in history as one of the greatest basketball players. He's won championships on both sides. Yep. He's. I mean, no, like that was the fact that Toronto actually got him for like the amount of time that they got him and he won them a championship is just a testament to both him and also the team. You know, it's crazy.
It is. And I'm happy that Toronto's actually still doing pretty good, you know, like even without him. I'm like, okay, so it wasn't just a Kawhi show, you know, like it was a team effort, which is important.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking about it recently. This is the most balanced I've ever seen the NBA. Most balanced in my entire
100%.
lifetime. Yeah. I feel 100%. Like any team in the West can compete. Any team, you know, like there's definitely like a next tier for like the Lakers and the Bucks, but 2 through 8, you can make a case for any of those guys.
100%.
Yeah. I love it
because the Sixers were killing it, but now we're doing the same thing we do every year.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was the 1-2 was the Sixers and Bucks, and now I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised if Miami made it. Like, I feel like because the problem with the Bucks is they've got Giannis, who's incredible, but they don't have too much else going on. And like the thing is, I don't think he can bring the team to the finals. I don't think that. I really don't think it's gonna be the Bucks and Lakers. I think it's gonna be something ridiculous like the Heat and Lakers or Toronto again. Toronto wouldn't be surprising either, but I don't think Toronto would win. But I think they could make it again.
Toronto and Houston would be the funniest finals ever.
That would be an interesting one. That would be an interesting one. Oh, but this guy brings up a good point in the chat. So what is your thoughts on, I know Seth is a Ravens fan, obviously, Baltimore. And then we got Mitch, who actually knows football. Something to talk.
Yeah.
The Browns. Oh, yeah, you get to shut that yep, there it is. I was just going to say. That thing is so sick, dude. Lamar Jackson. Big trust, baby.
Yeah, big trust. That's right.
Woot woot.
That's kind of our thing.
That's our IO. How do you
The
feel about
Bengals might
next
actually be
season,
better than you next year. We'll see what happens.
I don't even think there's going to be a season, honestly.
You don't think so?
No, I think they'll cancel. There's going to be too many problems and too many logistical
Even if they have no
issues.
Even if they have no fans?
It's hard to say.
I don't know. I mean, if there's any fan base to any major sport that's going to cause, I don't know, problems, but issues, it's the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's something out of the ordinary.
Right.
The NFL fans, by and large, aren't very good with duty. So
I think no matter what happens, they're gonna find the season happen. It would take something catastrophic to close down the season at this point. Like, you figure MLB is up and running, NBA figured it out, and I mean MLB has their team is pretty big too. Yeah. So if anything, I see like a lot of like maybe cancellations of certain games. You know, if there's like spots and stuff, but I don't think the season is by and large will be canceled. I just don't see that. Yeah. It'll be an interesting one though, because like me and my friends were about to play fantasy football, right? And it's an interesting drafting, or like thinking about the draft, because you don't know who's gonna like just call in sick, or like potentially get sick and then they're out for X amount of time, and it's not even like a football injury. It's not something they like you can predict, so it makes it tough.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. Who's your football team? Are you a Rams fan?
No, I am a Green Bay Packers fan.
Oh, that's right. I've heard you say that. Okay, that makes sense.
Go
Pack, go. I don't know though. I've been really sad recently about the Packers. Like,
that's fair. That's understandable.
Yeah, hot take. I want Aaron Rodgers to leave already.
Really?
I love.
So wait, then who's going to take over for him?
I love the man, but he's also like he's becoming a drama queen. You know, so I don't know. He's bringing too much extra to the Packers, which have notoriously been a pretty like they're in their own little like bubble thing, you know, so they don't really deal with drama and stuff. You know, it was like they always like drafted the best players and stuff, and they would like use the draft to like develop and stuff. And now it's like he's looking for like wins quick, so he's trying to change the culture, like getting good players and stuff. And that, I don't know, it just is weird. It's all weird. But I'm expecting us to maybe go 8-8.
Wait, you're allowed to win 8 games?
Yeah. What was you guys' record last season?
Who, the Browns?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I think 6-9-1, maybe.
6-9-1. Oh, you got a tie. That's right.
I don't even remember. Everyone's like, "Oh, remember who was the coach last year?" And I was like,
Kitchens.
It was Kitchens, wasn't it?
It was Kitchens.
But that seems like it's 3 years ago, even though it was last year.
That's true.
It's so fun. I really was wishing for that week 2 game, because I was just rewatching it actually recently. It was the Chiefs versus the Ravens, and that was a shootout game. I was like, oh my god, this would have been an amazing Super Bowl. You know,
we haven't beaten them yet. We really haven't, which is kind of frustrating. Not since we've gotten Lamar, we haven't beaten the Chiefs.
Everybody's asking about the Dunk Low Civil List.
Oh yeah, what do you guys think? Your hat looks like it.
It kind of does, right?
Stop lay.
I don't like it. I think if the SB market wasn't hyped up right now, it would just be like a meh shoe. So I don't know. That's just my take.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Mitch? You're the guy.
I think it's cool. I think it's a cool concept. I just know that material is going to be thick.
Oh yeah, it's going to crease like crazy.
Like, RIP everybody's pinky toes, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there's no way in you know what that those are going to be comfortable at all. Like
that, I can see that.
It's probably going to. I don't know if you guys know, but there's a Dorothy Dunk Low SB that the material is like literally. It feels like paper mache diaper. Like, it's the most unbreathable, unflexible material I've ever felt on a shoe, and I have a feeling it's going to be like that because of the color changing technology, or whatever you call it.
Is it heat or is it water? What makes it change?
Heat. Yeah. It's a heat map thing. I think it's a cool concept. They did a release in like 2013 with Civilist, and it was like it was a tip of the cap to the Berlin Art Museum. Like, it had some kind of weird like texture on the tongue, and ankle collar was like quilted. It was a really cool release. Not the greatest quality because that was a bad time at SB, but this is just like the complete opposite of that release, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
But also a little weird because there's no continuity, which is fine. I mean, it's just that's just based on how I look at it because I was such a fan of that first collaboration they did. But yeah, I think what Brayson said, it's the hype surrounding it because it's a Dunklo SB is going to be absolutely just
more
atrocious.
so than it would have been if it wasn't super like SB crazy right now. For sure. Hey, I wanted to ask a question, Seth. Have you ever like delved on the idea of like creating like a separate category for doing like older sneakers reviews and stuff?
I've actually been thinking about that a lot recently because I found that I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys aren't experiencing this, but I know that over the last probably year in the past, like of course the hype stuff is always doing well, but I feel like looking at other YouTube categories like gaming channels or car channels and stuff, I there's something to be about talking about the history of something and being excited about something that might not be popular in the moment, that people like watching it because they like, you know, the person that they're subscribed to talking about it. So I think that would be that's something that I've genuinely been considering a lot, just because I feel like as much as it doesn't seem as sustainable as it did, you know, last year, 2 years ago, just because reviews and they're not as interested in it as much as they way of capturing more of a collector market versus like it, which I think is kind of cool. And I've been thinking about it a lot.
That's awesome, man. No, yeah, because I can definitely like see that need right now, you know, and like it doesn't even need to be just a certain shoe. Like you could do like by eras or something, right? Like the entire like history of a certain set of shoes. Because I think like SBs, they have so much history. Like the older ones, they have such great stories. Like and the materials and stuff are different. You know, like they actually like had like collaborations and stuff that like people don't understand. It's not like a Travis Scott collab, but it was like a big collab at the time. And I think just like how MKBHD does with his retro tech, there's some nostalgia factor to that, you know?
Totally,
yeah. And there's nothing like that in our community right now, like old school stuff. I don't see any videos about that. So I was like, that's a good market to capture, I think. And obviously you're the only one that can do that. You put the best.
One thing I will have to say is that like I know that I've always been aware of sneakers and I've always been interested in them, but back when like my dog's just being annoying over there. Back when I was back in like back in the mid I can actually grab back in the mid 2000s, like I wasn't buying SBs, so I've that's just another struggle too. Is that people like, you know, like the old heads and the OG collectors, they really aren't a huge fan of the new heads, you know.
That's true.
Exactly. Yeah. So like there's a little bit of that too. But I'm definitely interested in doing that for sure. And I think that's something, and the way that I was thinking about approaching it was not just doing some of the, like highlighting some of the older, like really cool releases, but also talking about shoes that weren't just like within sneakerhead culture, like crazy shoes with like new tech. Like I can't think of anything offhand, but like, for example, you know, a couple years ago with Zig Tech, like that's something that, you know, sneakerheads weren't interested in, but it's a cool technology that's worth checking out. Or I don't know, maybe if there's like new kinds of materials or just something like that. I feel like just highlighting cool, interesting shoes.
For sure. I mean, like when 4D came in, like 4D and and like Boost materials, it's like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I can see, and that's like a whole segment. It's a learning thing, and I think if you're able to create like you know, going back and checking the history and stuff, it would create hopefully a bridge between the old heads and the new heads. You know, because hopefully
that's really cool.
Yeah, because the new sneakerheads will have hopefully be like a greater understanding of what's the history is, you know, and then hopefully that, you know, creates a better culture in general. So I think that definitely is something that could be seen, and I would really look forward if you do make that series. So hopefully, yeah, we get to see that.
I think you convinced me, man. I think it's gonna happen now.
Well, yeah, there we go, man. Because I was on Instagram, and there's actually this account that I follow, and I rarely follow any accounts. Like I get too much sneakers all the time, and I just don't want to see it like in my feed all the time. So I followed this one. It's called Heart Copy, HART. Yeah, check it out. You can check it out too, Mitch. It's dope. Heart Copy.
Cool.
They basically what they do is they have like a very sleek aesthetic, and they go over like just random shoes from history, and they have like a background story of it. So I've been like brushing up. Like I literally read each one so that I learn about these shoes and stuff. And it's just a really, really like cool thing to like get to know things from the past, because my sneaker knowledge is probably worst one out of all you guys. So.
How do you spell it?
HART, heart copy, COPY.
Oh, found it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
sick.
like when I look at it, it's like a little book, basically. Like a book of history. And yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's just like a little. Fun. Yeah, it's really beautiful when you look at it, and I'm just like, I learned so much from that. Yep. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, so I'm like, that's what I want to see, but in video form, like that would be really, really cool. Yeah.
This is really cool.
Yeah.
Sweet, man. Shit, this is great. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. How's your content creation been, Mitch? I know we just talked kind of recently about it.
Dude, I literally, after we spoke last week, like I just got on this like tear of like all these things I have to do. Mm-hmm. I actually just filmed today 4 of the like closer look series that I do.
Oh, sick.
With one of them, actually, it's not even like it's 3 SBs, and one of them is the Simpsons vans. Seth, did you get a pair of those yet?
No, I didn't. Are they good? Should I?
Dude, the Moe's van old school that I got, it's actually like really good quality. Like
really,
vans, you know what I mean? But like the flight on the vamp is a lot nicer than I would have ever expected.
You sent me a picture of the yesterday or the day before.
Simpsons.
Like with the SBs that you what are the SBs that you just picked up?
Oh yeah.
So the SBs I just picked up, let's see. I got the ACG Terra. Those I hit on CCS. I got via from Uprise. I got the Sail Crimson Team or Philly Blunts or whatever. Dunk High. That's the video I showed you. Quality on those is absolutely crazy for a Dunk High. And the Laser Orange Dunk Low SB too.
Did you already make the video for this?
What's up?
Did you make the video for the unboxing already or no? I don't think I saw all of these.
I mean, I didn't really make I just filmed it today, so they're probably going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks.
Nice. Yeah, that's
one of them's a Rejuvenator video, so I got to submit that for approval and all that stuff. But I'm going to try and hopefully get all 3 of those done by the end of this week and then scheduled and stuff.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's just so funny because not that I wasn't motivated before, but as soon as I have all these ideas I have to do, and then I just kind of went headfirst into them this week. So
right.
So thanks, Bryson.
Well, I mean, that's why I love these sessions, just hanging out with you guys and talking, because we can't do that now, right, with the quarantines and stuff. So it's hard to stay motivated, totally. Sharing ideas and hyping each other up, and it's tough to stay motivated when you're just by yourself, and you're like, okay, I gotta do this, but you don't really feel inspired, right? Inspire you when you're sitting in your house all day. So that's why I really like these sessions, hanging out with you guys and talking about it, because it does spur different things in my head, that's a good idea, but who can implement this the best, and what form do I want to see this in? And that's why I appreciate having you guys on, and thank you guys for talking with me, because I'm all the way isolated, all the way in Hawaii, so I don't see anybody.
What's if it's okay? So if it's 12, what's your how many time zones are you away from the East Coast?
A lot. It's 10:40 right now.
7 hours behind you, I think, Seth.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's 10:40 for me. So.
Oh no, 6 hours. 6 hours. I'm sorry.
6 hours. Oh yeah, because it's 4:43.
Yeah, it's 3:45 my time.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that's why I'm super far from all of you guys, and it's been hard trying to schedule.
I realized when I texted you this morning, I was like, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying scheduling gets hard for me because I'm so far away from everyone.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I realized when I texted you this morning, I was like, shoot, he's probably not going to get this for a couple of hours.
It's all good, bro. Yeah, I saw that, and it was at 3:45 in the morning. I'm like, yeah. I'm not
Seth is the king of 7 a.m. texts.
Yeah, I'm not great with that.
I dig it.
In general, my texting is awful.
It's all good. It's all good. I have yeah, I mean, East Coast is just tough for me because 6 hours, it's literally when your guys' day is coming to a close. That's when I'm waking up and stuff. So it's what can you do? Yeah. But
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because for me, one of the challenges of being on Hawaii time and stuff is figuring out when the best time to post is, stuff. Because I'm not I usually post at 6 my time, and I think that comes out to noon your time, East Coast. and then video takes slow to filter and whatever. I think that's been working for me, but I've noticed like recently, like you guys just post whenever. There's no set times or anything anymore, huh?
I do Peter Boxes on Fridays at 4 Eastern. That's pretty much the only time. Yeah. That's the only one I like consistently do. Like I used to try and do it at like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock Eastern. I found that I get better views when it's a little bit later.
Gotcha.
And so you've just been posting anytime though, Seth?
Yeah, I've been. So originally, I try and post between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. just because that's. I don't know if you've gone to like the audience tab in your analytics, but it says like that's my audience is mostly there. But a lot of times, like I just won't be able to finish the video. Like the problem that I have is that I do video basically most times the same day that I post it, which is just a really bad habit, I think. So like because of that, like I'll be editing it and then I'll just be editing it too late or something will come up or I don't know. So especially with like the news videos, like with Weekly Heat and Sit or Sell, because stuff changes up until I post the video. Like I usually have to go back and make changes. So those ones in particular, they just kind of go out whenever I can get them to go out. But I try to, especially with like reviews, I try and post them in the morning on weekends and then like in the early afternoon, end of morning on weekdays. But I mean, it's always, if like there's a video that I can't get done till like 9 at night and I don't want to push it till tomorrow, I'll put it out at 9. And it won't do as well because of that, but it's just I'd rather get it out than
I hate seeing like unlisted videos. I'm like, I just want to get this out here already. You know?
Yeah. Well, Seth, you also have such a huge following in the Asia Pacific region too. You know what I mean? Like,
Seth.
Yeah, his.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons that I went out to a sneaker show there a year or two ago, and I went out there and I didn't realize it was so large. And they said one of the reasons that they like ask people who they want like out, and I was one of the people that apparently they watch a lot of in the Philippines. I don't know why. Actually, the Philippines in any way, but they apparently it's like that and demographic or not demographic.
No, you're right. You're right. No, dude, the Filipino sneaker scene is absolutely crazy.
It's crazy, nuts.
There's a really good clip if you're into it and you're just bored one day. Look up Joe Coy, Filipino comedian, and he talks. I mean, it's a stand-up thing, but there's a lot of truth in it. Just talking about just how important sneakers are to the Filipino community. Like it's kind of crazy.
Air Force Ones are so. I was the guy who brought me out owns a sneaker store over there, and he says that Air Force Ones consistently sell out and resell over there, just like the plain white Air Force Ones.
Yep.
Like, he'll go to all the stores, buy up whatever pairs they have, and then he says they'll move within like the same day. It's crazy. And he sells them for a markup like probably $30 to $40.
Wow.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
I'm thankfully I'm actually trying to get into streaming more, so I'm meeting with a person on Friday to do a stream. And she lives in the Philippines. Yeah, so she's gonna give her take on how everything goes down over there and stuff as well. But I mean, I'm a quarter Filipino, so I think so I mean, I'm not just speaking from whatever portion of me is in this culture. I think what people or the Filipino culture, like they gravitate towards you because you have a good amount of humility with you, you know? For like that kind of culture, that's why everybody's really into like humility and being humble and stuff, and you know, like authenticity and stuff. And I think that's what you resonate when you're doing your videos and stuff. So I could see that for sure. Because what's one of the questions when I was screening this girl, like to figure out like if it'd be good for content and stuff, is I was asking, what kind of YouTubers do you actually watch? Like who do you have like that you watch? Because if you're in the Philippines, I'm not sure if even the US people are recommended, or are they in your like recommended tab and stuff. And she's like Big Boy Chang, who I think you know, right? See, I've never met that guy, but he's big over there. And then Seth Fowler came up, and I was like, okay, that's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Carlo Ople? Have you seen his videos?
No. I've heard of him though.
He's the man. He blew up too. He does I won't say what he does because I don't know if that's he's connected in tech and in sneakers, so he has like a channel that sort of molds both together. So he'll do like news but also do sneaker reviews, and because of that, because sneakers and tech are so intertwined anyway, so he blew, and he's just like the nicest dude, but he just blew up in the Philippines, and then you know obviously that trickled over to the US, and now he's huge. I mean, he's bigger. I mean, he's probably 700,000 subscribers now or something.
Yeah, 689K.
Wow.
Yeah, he's killing it. He's just the nicest dude. Like he's the guy who he actually I think he sponsored the sneaker show that I went to. Whatever. He's just Awesome dude. Check him out if you haven't. But he's another huge Filipino sneaker YouTuber who's like.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Cool.
Dude, that's awesome. Like, that's why I like seeing like other like countries and stuff. Like, who is on the YouTube scene over there? Because I know those big names, you know, for the Philippines and stuff. But when I think of like Japan, like I can't think of any like big names in Japan or like China or South Korea. See,
there's one. Yeah, I don't remember his name, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's strange. Like, I'm not sure if we just don't get those videos like put into our recommended and stuff, but it's just I just really don't ever see these people. So I'm like, when I see like, oh, this guy has like 800,000 followers, and how have I not heard or seen like any of his videos in my feed? I'm like, this is confusing. Yeah. It's strange. YouTube is strange right now, man. Like, I feel like views are like super down for everybody across the board too, and like all scenes. So I'm not sure what's going on. It's really weird. It's weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I thought with the quarantine that everyone would be watching more YouTube, but the first 2 months of the quarantine was the worst couple months I've had in a really long time. And I thought it'd be the exact opposite. I was like doubling down on putting out videos, and thank goodness I did, because I mean, it was paying my rent. So I was able to, I was able to still, pay for a wedding. But if I hadn't done that, it would have been really tough. And I really thought that I was going to be like killing it. I was like, this is great. Everyone's going to be stuck at home doing nothing, but no, nothing. Like it was the views were down. The ad rev was down. It was not what I expected.
Right. And I think my views held pretty okay at the beginning, but the ad revenue definitely dropped like insane. That was the biggest thing. I was like, wait, so I'm getting like these high level of views, but for some reason my ad revenue got cut in half. I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah, it got cut in. It was crazy.
Well, it makes sense, I guess, because all the advertisers from Google and stuff probably pulled out or whatever. So I get it, but it was just like really like, oh, this is the worst timing, So
exactly.
Yeah. It's a strange thing to like have to keep up with this stuff, like I think that's what gets lost in a lot of people and stuff too, is like our income and our livelihood is literally tied to whatever's happening in the YouTube space. It's a really strange thing. We don't own like a sneaker shop like Mitch where we can sell things usually. That's why it's just like more of a side thing. Yeah, because your profit loss margin is really high, I'm sure, for your sales. Like for me, I'm always in the red when I make sales on my store now, because it's more about like getting stuff in and then putting it out. Just like how I know, Seth, when you buy like sneaker review shoes early, you're spending like $900 for a shoe that when release day hits, it's going to be $200.
It sucks, yeah. And I tried to cut it down, dude. It got to a point where it's like all my ad revenue coming in was going towards shoes, and these were shoes I wasn't even getting to keep, because I would have to resell them to be able to like break even. It was nuts. So that's why I cut down on reviews so much, to only review shoes that I think are going to do well, which sucks because I'll miss out on some shoes that I like, or I'll miss out on shoes that actually do end up doing well. But dude, like I'm trying to think of okay.
You used Osmond for
I did use them for the dunks. I was not going to buy those dunks. I did not want those dunks. But for example, the one that really hurt, I think it was the end of last year, was the off-white dunks. I bought that green pair for I think $1,600.
Oh,
and then
no!
I know. And then the video didn't even do that well. I think I made like maybe $300-400 off the video. So I sold the shoes for $500 a couple months ago, and so I lost $700, and that's money I'm not getting back. And I don't know if it got me how many subscribers that video got me, but probably not enough to warrant $700 of loss.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm just reacting to $300-400 on a video. Dude, that's like 2 months worth for me.
Mm-hmm. And that's the problem, is people have this weird perception that you're making like $3,000 every video that you make. So it's like, oh, you made that money back. It's like, no, dude, that's not the case.
But it's crazy. Well, for example, one that was crazy was the Yeezys that nobody likes. Like this shoe, I bought it for $315, which is way too much for the shoe. I'll admit.
Right.
But the video got 100,000 views, and then I put out another video after a week of having it, which got another 100,000 views, and then I did a comparison video later, which only got like 40,000 views. But it like tripled what I paid for it, which is great from all those videos combined.
Yeah,
so you know what I mean? Like you never really know exactly what's going to do it, and it's like you can spend. I mean, for example, like maybe not these Crocs in particular, but I'll buy a pair of like Vans, and I bought the Vans Comfy Cush, which I ended up returning, so I spent nothing on that video, and then it got 600,000 views. You never know what's going to blow up.
Wait, a Vans review got 600,000 views?
Actually, let me pull it up. It's one of my most viewed videos too. Let me see if I'm. Where is it? Yeah, it was. I had no idea to do that. I had no clue.
I kind of understand why that would happen, especially because at the time, Comfy Kush and then also the foam runner is new tech. Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people are drawn to your channel for. Wait, that's not good. I think that's a big reason that a lot of people watch you is because they look for new technology in sneakers. Like with the Dunk Low, yeah, it's cool, it's a new thing, but it's still a Dunk Low. It's still basically an Air Jordan 1 Low without an air unit in it. So
exactly.
I think it's because it is that new wave of stuff that you just hasn't been done before. I think that's why people are drawn to it, especially on your channel, because you do such a good job at it.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's funny.
Money, please. No, I'm joking.
The Joyride video, I did a video on Joyride, Nike Joyride versus Boost, and that's at almost 900,000 views. And that was another video that I ended up returning the shoe anyway. So again, zero investment. Like the Vans one is at 790,000 views. It's my 10th most viewed video, and I didn't spend anything on it. But then another, like, I don't know, like there's a pair of Yeezys, the 380s I bought for $1,200, and it's, you know, it's doing well, but I didn't make anywhere close to what I made on the Vans video.
Right.
It's like you never know really what's gonna.
It makes sense though, like to kind of like reiterate what Mitch was saying. I can see why the technology stuff is important, because you got to figure like a lot of those views are from people searching, should I buy this shoe, or is this worth my money, you know? And so a weird perception is that a lot of people think like, oh, Nike makes all of their money from like these Off-White collaborations and stuff. And it's like, that's not the case at all. The average consumer is the one that's buying like these, you know, GR releases, the ones that are at Foot Locker and stuff. Like that's the mass amount of sales, you know, like maybe like 5% is the hype beasts and stuff buying up like the hype things, but most of their sales comes from just the stuff that's sitting on a Foot Locker shelf. So yeah, that's people that are like looking up like, oh, is this better or should I buy this? So I'm like, okay, those I can see why that popped.
100%. And yeah, I mean, even looking at my videos, like my top videos are like top 10 sneakers for summer, top 10 best running sneakers, like just stuff like that. That's not anywhere like a majority of my channel is hype stuff, which every time I look at that, I'm like, why am I doing hype stuff when I don't even like half the hype stuff? I should be doing like running shoes.
Distant channels that's very slept on by like the vast majority of people is like wear testers, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
And they're putting shoes that nobody cops, or in my mind nobody cops. But it's because those are the shoes that people are actually buying, though. The average person, you know, like the ones that aren't spending like $600 on a hype pair of shoes. So I can see why that does well too. It's just weird though, because like you have to mix your audience is mix of like hype beast people and then also like the guys that just want to cop shoes and stuff. So you got to really find that good balance, right?
Totally.
Yeah. And that's why I think that it's good that you're like separating your channels, the tech channel you got now, and then you also got your sneaker channel, because if you merge the tech into the sneaker stuff, it gets so convoluted and, you know, it's hard to like keep that maintained.
Yeah. And I think it's funny that you said that. I think the reason is that like he was always and sneakers, you know, I was never that. So like trying to incorporate something completely different, you know, I think the reason the design stuff sort of works is because I've always said that my whole idea behind the channel was like, I've designed stuff so I have some idea of how to make the thing, even though at the time I hadn't. And I felt like that sort of, it made sense to incorporate design stuff. But if you're right, if I incorporated tech, it would just be it would be too much. It'd be a mess. Definitely.
But that's why I'm really happy that your tech channel is doing well, because like a lot of people will make like a sub vlog channel, and that just does not do well at all, you know? Yeah, I don't, for whatever reason, it just doesn't work. But, and it's really, really hard to be like good in two different areas. Very, very difficult. Yeah, it doesn't transfer. Like you're creating an entirely different audience as well. Like maybe some of the sneaker people will trickle over, but for the most part, like they're not going to resub for whatever reason it is to two different channels. It's strange. It's very fickle people sometimes.
Too. It's just, it's a testament to the fact that people, I mean, even Seth, when I was on your channel with the mystery box, like people are like, don't do mystery boxes, because they're so used to exactly what you do that changes. I don't want to say is scary, but it's just not something they vibe with.
Yeah, which is interesting too. Like, how do you guys feel about? I noticed that there have been other channels getting into mystery boxes that weren't doing mystery boxes before. How do you guys have? I won't ask you guys to throw any shade on anyone or anything like that, but like, do you like? Does it affect you? Like, how do you guys feel about that?
You can go ahead and comment first, Mitch. Out there.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
I mean, I don't care, to be honest with you, because I mean, but it's the way I use my channel. Like we talked about this last week, Bryson. Like I use my channel as a marketing tool for the website.
Right.
So like I just do the boxes I know that are going to be boxes that I like to unbox, and also that I know will be good money.
Right.
And I kind of just only film them because it's fun to do. Like I love doing YouTube videos because I love the editing process. I love interacting with subs and people that aren't subs that call me names, and like it's just fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
But when I see like I do see people that do it for the wrong reasons. Like I don't know the person. I've never seen any of their videos, but there was some dude that got like a $25,000 box and didn't really make any money on it. And I think when you're doing that, you're just using it's just like it's the same effect. You'd get the same effect if you just released the video and titled it $25,000, $25,000, $25,000, $25,000. Like it seems like it's going to have the same draw as it would had you done it the way that you did. I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like
that makes sense.
So
videos that do well for me are like the $400, $500 boxes, and like that's good because those are the boxes I like. Like I just unboxed a $1,000 box last week, and it was just, for lack of better term, just not a fun unboxing because it just had a Versace chain reaction in it.
I saw that video. That was great.
Those sold. I'm super happy they sold. They sold for $400 on GOAT, which is way under what they should have. But I'd rather lose a little bit of money on them and just get rid of them than stare at them in my corner for 6 months.
Yeah, it's all about just moving material fast. For me, I have noticed a huge uptick in the mystery box stuff, and honestly, like I don't care. But what's funny is that I knew that the uptick was gonna happen because everybody was messaging me, which is nice. So that's why I don't care too much. Like people were messaging me asking like, "Oh, is it cool if I like do this, or where do you get this material and stuff?" And like for me, like I don't care, right? Like it does definitely like affect probably some of my views and stuff because nobody really wants to watch like 6 videos in 1 week of mystery boxes, right? So they're only going to pick like a couple handful of people doing it. So if everybody's doing it all of a sudden, then it becomes really like overplayed out and stuff. But it doesn't change too much for me. I was actually talking to like, do you know Christian, Seth? Christian Vui or Villanueva?
Oh yeah, Frugal Aesthetic.
Frugal Aesthetic. So he just hit 1 million. Shout out to Frugal. He's the man.
Shout out to him, dude. That's huge.
No, yeah, he's awesome. Great. So I was texting him though, and I was telling him like, because he was hyping me up, and he's like, I was telling him congrats for the 1 million, and he's like, oh no, yeah, dude, you're next and stuff, and I was telling him straight up, man, I'm like, I don't ever see myself in that area, and I probably would never will because there's no like how do I put this? Like Christian, he's very creative. Like his content is original content, right? Like there's nobody else in that space that does that same thing, and they can't emulate it the same way as him. Like that's him. So I just don't see that happening. And then for myself, like the mystery thing, like there's no such thing as like an original idea. So I can't say that I'm the mystery box person, even though I've been doing it for a really long time. I'm sure there's other people that were doing like boxes here and there. So that's why I don't really care too much. But I just feel very fortunate that I got to wherever I am now from, I don't know how, but I don't ever see myself like that person that's going to hit 1 million subscribers and stuff. Like that's just not how I operate. And that's why I get really excited for you guys like Seth, because I'm like, Seth is actually like creating content that people need, like apparently mystery box stuff is considered entertainment, but I never saw it as myself as an entertainer. I was trying to educate people if it was like a good buy for them, like consumer wise. And that's how I still see it today, but it morphed into entertainment. So yeah, I don't know.
I love your content. You put it.
I was laughing because Bryce, it sounded like you basically said, "I don't think I'm creative," dude.
No, I'm not though.
You are creative.
No, I'm not though. That's the thing. Like, thank you. I appreciate the thing out of that, but it's really like my whole thing is like I wanted to create a channel that I can just turn on the camera, which is sitting right here behind me, click on and then just start filming. I don't. It's low effort from my end because I was working 2 jobs at the time. And all I have to do is do a lot of editing in the background and stuff. But my editing is not like, I look at like people's videos like Christian, and I'm like, the level of editing he has in like his first minute is like my entire video. Like he puts so much into like that 1 minute of like flashing things across the screen, moving and like all of these like effects. And I'm like, that's crazy. And I just don't have like that kind of drive or like passion to like go that next level, just because I don't know. Like I said, I don't feel like an entertainer. Like not my thing. I just got really fortunate with where I am. So I'm just very happy that we are where we are. But to hit 1 million, that's not where I'd have to like take a step or like, change my content somehow. And I just don't feel like I want to do that at this point. Yeah.
Well, to your editing point, I feel like you got to keep in mind that he only puts out a video like every couple weeks. So he's got all this time to edit. And then also like, and this is something that I've struggled with too. So I totally understand where you're coming from with this. Like, because we put out videos so consistently, we really, it's not to say that we're sacrificing quality for quantity, but I would say that we're boiling it down to the most important part of our content, which is us and our personalities and what we're giving to people. And so I feel like I wouldn't be worried about the fancy editing, because that's not the reason people subscribe to you. And also, I think, okay, Ben, you got to relax.
Benny!
I don't know what but I'll pick him up really quick. Come here, bud, Joe. What do you think, buddy? Oh, there you go. What do you think, buddy? He hates getting picked up.
Hey, what's up, man?
He's like, I hate this.
Hey. He looks at the camera.
There's that good boy.
He like, whenever I pick him up, he gets kind of like cross-eyed or whatever.
Get that good boy.
He's a good boy. But no, I'm saying that you never know what's gonna pop off too. It could be like one thing. I always thought that I was gonna be reviewing sneakers forever, but it's just it naturally progressed to where I'm doing other stuff that I'm just enjoying more, and it's doing better for me. And I feel like that's the same thing that can happen. You never know. Like, you never know what can happen as long as you're doing what you're doing and you're enjoying it. Then I feel like the possibilities are not endless, but there's always possibilities, I guess is the best way to say it.
No, I definitely agree with you. And if you don't mind me asking, like, on stream and stuff, do you feel like you have a higher passion for your tech channel right now than the sneaker side, just because it's newer and it's like, even if it's not okay,
Let's change it, please.
Yeah, exactly. It's a change. And I know. So I had before, like, for the month leading up to the wedding, I had been working my butt off just so I could have videos to put out like during like the week before and the week after. So all those videos were like unlisted, and they were fine, but it was really just kind of it really burned me out a little bit, because it was just trying to put out just a huge amount of videos just so I had something for people to watch. And that kind of bummed me out, and I really lost a lot of the drive from that. But I feel like, you know, once things start picking up, like once it gets to a point where like I have some new shoes that I'm really excited about, or, you know, I don't know, there's a video that I'm excited about, things will change. But right now I think the tech is the most exciting, just because, you know, I've always been into tech. And dude, the fact that Google sent me a phone just in general was like the most motivating thing.
I was so stoked, bro. I saw that. I was like, that's crazy.
And I think it's this dude who's like, his name's well, I don't know if I should say it, but there was this dude who had been following me on Twitter who's from Team Pixel, and he'd been following me for a while, and we had chatted about some other stuff. So I think that's sort of what helped. It wasn't the fact that I was like doing tech. I feel like I just got lucky with knowing the right person. But I'm gonna.
That's Derek Pixel. I've met him before.
But I feel like just I'm gonna take advantage of that opportunity and try and use that to go somewhere with it, rather than just being excited about a new phone, because I feel like as cool as it is to get a new phone and take a picture of it, I have something that some tech reviewers don't have, and I have this opportunity that I should really go for it. So I went for it, and the video is doing all right. Like, I mean, for a small tech channel, it's doing all right. But it's cool to be able to, like, you know, put that in my resume. Like, I got a phone from Google.
Heck, yeah, dude. That's why I was so pumped. And it's like some guys that have like huge tech channels don't even have that opportunity, like you mentioned, right?
Crazy.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I was just really excited. I was like, that is crazy. Like, only how much subscribers do you have on that channel? Sorry.
Only like I haven't checked. I think it's like 30,000. Let's see.
30,000.
Okay. Only 30,000. Which is 2.5 times more than Mitch has.
Well, listen. So this is when I first started this channel, I'm like, you know what? I was like, in my head, I was like, dude, I'm gonna be like, I got like 500,000 on my main channel. I'm gonna be at 100,000 in like a week. It was a bummer to try and get subscribers on the second channel. Oh, I hope he's getting Kuma. Oh, good.
Okay. Hold on.
There we go.
Okay, there we go, everybody.
Kuma, what's up?
He's here.
Hey, come here.
Here, I'll get mine too.
we got a dog channel going on now. Lila's here too. There you are. You're just too big, Lila. You can't come up.
She'll come here.
How old is Ben?
Ben is 4.5 or 5. I'm not sure exactly. I think he's 5.
Oh, okay.
He looks a lot younger than he is.
So Pancake is the oldest.
He's like SB Ben.
Dude, I love freaking Pancake's tongue. That's the best.
Great.
That's so good. This guy's so boring. Do something, Kuma. Do something. Okay, come on. Go down, guys.
Ben's done making my laugh. Yeah, he doesn't move anymore. There we go. You're a good boy, buddy. You know what? You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Oh, he's farting on me too. He farts when he's nervous.
Yeah.
He farts all the time, regardless. But Mitch found that out the first time he came over. My house probably smelled awful because he'd just been farting all day. It was the worst.
No, it didn't. It was the funniest, for goodness sake.
Oh yeah,
he would,
I did want to mention too.
Like, and then I'd look down and he'd just be like, it's perfect. It was perfect. Everything about it was perfect.
Hey, so since I have Seth and Mitch on here as well, I did want to say, Seth, because I know you guys were talking about channel size and stuff for Mitch and whatever, right now I was getting and stuff. I think it's a huge thing, and I talked about this with Jacob and I think Christian as well before, Jacob Starr and Frugal. I was telling him that I thought it was really cool, like even when you were like already like I think you're at like 250,000 or something around there, you still watch a lot of the smaller channels. You watch a lot of the smaller channels, yeah, and you support a lot of those guys too. Because I remember like that was like a big pick me up for when I was like first starting out. I was like, holy crap, this guy watches my shit. Is like, I must have something here.
Dude, your stuff is awesome. It's always. I think the first video of yours that I watched was years, and I was like, dude, that's crazy. And I was hooked after that. I was like, if he can get a pair out of here, what else can he get? And I just kept watching. And your personality got me too. So it was just like because there's a lot of smaller beater box channels, especially maybe not as many when you were starting out, but like there's I watch some of them just because it's fun to find out what's inside. But really, it's the people's personalities that gets me drawn in. Like that's the reason I watch you and Mitch. That's the reason I watch Harrison Neville. Like because you guys have good personalities, you know.
And that's why I really wish that like Mitch's channel would take off like even more than it already has, just because he has more personality than a lot of like the people already on the scene, right? So I'm not. It's just that's why I always consider myself like lucky and stuff, because it's like there's a lot of luck involved with YouTube. You know, like a lot of luck. Yeah, no matter what you do, like content wise, you can have the best content or whatever, but if people can't find the content. Heck, Harrison's in the chat. What's good, Harrison?
Wait.
Seth and I are connected by our purple blood.
That's awesome. Harrison Neville in the chat.
I read purple blood and I'm like, is something wrong with you
there
guys?
We go. The Jackson.
Just for Harrison.
That's awesome. We got to get Harrison on a video soon, too. I don't know if he's down to live stream. We could jump him in. Harrison, if you want to jump in right now, we can call you in, bro. You want to jump in? I got room for one more. I don't know if you're up for it, though. I don't know what time it is over there.
Speaking of Harrison Neville and Kai Jordan, how the hell did you guys buy your Jordan 1s?
Yeah, can you guys say that to me?
Oh my God. I really didn't think. I thought maybe like one YouTuber would be buying a pair of Jordan 1, like Dior's, but I didn't realize that 3 people would be buying Dior's. I was like, dang, that's big baller status.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's why. Did Tom get a pair too?
He did, yeah.
Oh, my God. You guys are ridiculous. Like,
they're nuts. I don't know. They're nuts.
That's crazy. You got to borrow a pair for the review, but other than that, I wouldn't buy them. Okay, Harrison's with his wife, guys. We're not gonna bother him.
Yeah, but I feel like it's at the point where it's like it's too late for me. I feel like I missed my opportunity. I couldn't, dude. I can't justify that. Like if I'm saving for a house, like my wife would kill me. She would shoot me dead. Mm-hmm. I would be dead. I wouldn't have get bothered. Oh, I remember that like view. Yeah, he had a like goal.
Well, yeah, at least you're a man of your word, Harrison. That's what's up. That's what's up.
I appreciate it. Yep, definitely.
You can't say a like goal and then you don't do it. You don't come through. So I can see that. That's cool though. Wait, so you guys are saving up to buy your house? You were saying and stuff. That's exactly where That's good. That's good.
Yes, you guys need to be on House Hunters. That would be so cool.
Mitch was saying that he's been buying and selling property for a while. That's why already Cleveland or something.
Well, I mean, I flipped my house. Yeah.
See, I am not even close to having a house, and I'm 29.
You're also in Hawaii, which is real estate is not cheap. You can buy a house for the price of a VCR, for goodness sake.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. But still, yeah, I don't know. That's always been one of my goals. But I have so much like student loan stuff that I've been trying to focus on that, and that's why it's always funny too. It's like people like they brand me as like the hypebeast guy, and you're buying all these expensive shoes and stuff, but. A lot of it, man, I feel like it's you need it for like backdrop and things to talk about in the videos and stuff. But for the most part, my actual like priorities are like paying off my student debt and like getting the house and stuff. And like I don't have the income and stuff to be buying like fancy cars and all of this like crazy stuff. So I don't know. It's all perception, and people like will see what they see on like the videos and stuff. But in the background, I'm just like, man, I got a lot of debt to pay. So that's where my money's going.
Dude, I started listening. I don't know if you guys heard of Dave Ramsey at all. I started listening to Dave Ramsey like heavy. So he's this dude who he's really big into like getting out of debt and like doing all that sort of stuff. So originally, like when I was coming out of college, I was like, dude, I'll take care of this debt, like these college loans, like, you know, years down the road, because I wasn't focused on it. Started listening to him, and he was like, it's all about like building wealth through just like, you know, the age-old principles of like saving and paying off debt and all sort of stuff. So I really started focusing on like paying off my loans. I got my loans taken care of. Now I'm like saving. Like I'm trying to put down as much as I can on a house so that I don't have to like have this house payment for years and years and years. And that was like the whole sort of, that's been my focus. So while I'm spending like stupid money on shoes, that's more of the business side of things. And yes, to be fair, I would like a new car. So whether it's going to be I drive a 2000 Acura TL right now, which the air conditioner stopped working in, but hopefully at some point I can get a 2010 Acura.
I was waiting for you to use the word either jalopy or hoopty, and I was like, come on, dude.
I mean, that's the same position I'm in too. Like my Toyota Tacoma is a hand-me-down from my dad, and it's 2004, and it's we're almost.
Well, I saw your car before that, Bryson.
What was that? The Mazda?
Yeah.
Or the Corolla? The Mazda was also.
It was the Corolla. It was the Corolla.
Oh yeah, the Corolla was also super old. That's what I'm saying. And dude, Mitch is he's been to actually my old place where I was living before, which was basically a shack.
Yeah, I saw the video you guys did, right? Didn't you guys do a video together?
Yeah, we did. And it was like he went to that place, and that was like basically a shack. So it's like, I don't know. People have this perception. You say expensive shoes and stuff, but in the background, I'm like, that's not. I'm trying to like, you know, get to a place where I can be like stable, have a house, and you know, I'm not looking to buy like a crazy car or stuff like that. As long as it's running and stuff for me, that's fine. So. I don't know.
In the future, though, I was looking at Harrison's R8. I'm like, that car is sick. Like, that's a dream. Actually, someone in the chat said, Matthew O'Brien said, rent from Gotham Dream Cars. Have you guys seen Super Speeder Rob on YouTube at all?
No.
He owns like a rental car company. Dude, he's sick. I mean, I don't know him personally, but that's cool. Shout out from that dude talking about that channel. It's a fun because what he does is he similar to sort of showing the back end of how you guys show the back end of buying mystery boxes. And selling them. He does something where he's like, he owns a rental car company, and he doesn't really review cars, but he talks about like he Corvette C8 just because like money's off of it. Like it's really fun to watch.
I freaking wish I could have that car too. I love his garage, bro. Harrison, you got a dope ass garage full of cars. I'm never gonna have that kind of garage, but it's just nice to look at.
It's fun, dude. It's fun to look at. Also, didn't he? I don't know if he used to have a GTR, right? Or a Nissan. What's it called?
Sure.
GTR?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember, but
I've never been a big car guy though. That's my thing too. It's like sneakers. I've never been like. I mean, I love sneakers and stuff, but I'm not super heavy into it, right? So like, I'm not spending like for the Dior's and stuff like that. It's beyond me. Same with like cars and stuff. I've never been really a car guy, so it's just like, I'd rather spend money somewhere else. So yeah, I'm excited though, man. Like, I'm hoping things open up again soon, just because I want to start traveling and stuff. Like,
me too, man.
Yeah, that's my big thing. Like, part of the reason why I went full time is because I wanted to like do traveling to New York and visit you guys. Literally the worst time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of like travel or cars or whatever, and Harrison said something similar earlier. He said sneakers have turned into a business for us, so spending money on sneakers is how we make money. That's true. So the thing that scares me is that now that we've like made a living on YouTube, like I always, whenever there's something new that I get interested in, like I want to make a whole new channel for that thing so that I can turn it into a business expense so that I can do it. Like whether it's a travel channel or a car channel. And I'm always like, dude, I should totally do this. And then I just never, thank God I don't do it because I'd spend so much money just trying to get it off the ground and I wouldn't finish it or do anything with it. But man, it's a scary precedent that we've set for ourselves, because now it's like, I don't even feel bad spending $1,500 in a pair of sneakers. Even though I'm going to lose money on it, because it's like I have to at the end of the day.
Have to,
but
yeah,
it's like,
have to. Yeah, that's the thing. And Mitch, do you think that I was thinking about it when he was talking about it? How good do you think Seth's travel channel would be? He matches so perfect, right? You
I
don't
mean,
think so?
I think Seth is very. I think you underrate yourself so much on vlogging.
I appreciate that. I don't think I do, but I appreciate that.
I would love to see that travel channel one though. That'd be so sick. You got to be like the next Casey Neistat and do the airplane reviews and stuff too. First class reviews.
Oh my god, dude! I got really into airline reviews like over the last couple months. Like last year when I was traveling a lot, I was getting really into that, and I was telling Jordan, my wife, that I was like, dude, this might be the wave. We might have to start doing this. That was and dude, oh my god, I went on like 3 business class flights because I was like, oh, I'm totally gonna vlog this and write it off as a business expense, which I didn't end up vlogging because I was just enjoying it too much. It was just a huge waste of money. But it is what it is.
It's travel. You can never say it's a waste. You're doing something. But yeah, dude, I was watching those reviews and I'm like, this is crazy. Like the United Emirates ones and stuff. I'm like, okay, you're paying like 10 grand for like a 3-hour flight, 4-hour flight. I'm like, that's insane.
Yep.
Yeah, but it is like it is something that you won't see otherwise. So I do appreciate that kind of stuff. But yeah,
totally.
Man, I think Harrison has a car channel as well. I don't know if he's still watching right now.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
He does. I think so. I think that's right, Harrison. So like just like how you have the tech channel and stuff, he does the car channel.
I really hope it's called Harrison Nevroom.
Nevroom. No, Mitchell, no. Don't say it's the dad jokes without the dad. That's awesome, bro. Oh yeah, see,
he said I tried the car channel, but always got distracted too much. That makes sense. I totally understand.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, his
main channel is blowing up. So.
The car channel. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to just stick with whatever's, the current wave. But it's cool to have like that just side thing that you do for fun, like your passion channel.
Totally.
Yeah. Totally. I don't know. Hey, Mitch, if you had to make a passion channel, like away from your side channel, and you just were creating content just to create content, what would you make your channel based off of?
Oh, improv comedy, 100%.
Oh, nice. It wouldn't be a Dead Space channel?
No, that'd be my Twitch channel.
Wait, improv comedy? I think I saw that you did this a couple times. And you're doing that now still?
I mean, I'm not doing it now because it's closed, but I mean...
Oh, right.
Yeah, I got pretty heavy into it before anything happened.
Whenever I think of improv comedy, I just think of that episode from The Office with Michael Scott, and he's just shooting everybody every time. I can't do that.
There are people that do that kind of stuff. Like there was one dude who... I mean, and I say this loosely because he wasn't like annoying like Michael Scott was trying to be, but his go-to was always to be like some kind of regal, like Shakespeare-esque dude. Like we'd start off with like a scene where it's like inside of a business office or something like that. It's like, hey, Karen, I had a really great time going to lunch. We can talk about the quarterly reports later. And he'd walk in and just be like, how forth henceforth with... What is always hilarious because like it's a scene in a modern office where some dude walks in wearing a cummerbund talking about like medieval times stuff, like talking about the Black Plague or something. And just like we're like, okay, what is this dude doing? But that's the thing with improv comedy. It's it's so focused on just being absolutely as silly as possible that it anything works, anything goes, and anything works.
So have you ever thought about actually like going to like a comedy or like an improv store or something, like a comedy store and testing out like...
Oh, I did like live shows and stuff. Like I took classes and we did shows. And there's a couple improv theaters in Chicago that do like open mic style stuff. And like me and a couple friends would just be like, all right, let's go sign up. And then we just do a couple scenes. And it was always a really good time.
That's insane, bro. That's like my nightmare. Like I always think it's funny because I'm doing YouTube stuff now and like thousands of people are watching you or whatever. And I was always that kid that would call in sick in high school when I had to do a presentation. I would always do that because I was just so like afraid of being in front of people. So I don't know. That improv thing just freaks me out. There's no way. So kudos to you, Mitchell, for doing that because I can't.
mean, it's like with anything, like, because I was in bands and stuff, so I like played in front of people. Seth, you know this too. Like,
he doesn't want to talk about it.
You have like initial like 20 seconds of jitters, and then you're like, oh, cool, I'm super comfortable now.
Why don't you do a comedy channel? Because comedy like is the biggest, one of the, if not the biggest genre on YouTube.
I think it is.
There's like, I mean, shoot, people from like, do you remember like David Blaine's Street Magic from like 2007? One of those dudes is on SNL now. Like they're back up at that improv episode. The improv teacher was one of the dudes from David Blaine's Street Magic.
I gotta go look this up. I gotta go look this up. That's crazy. I gotta go look that up.
Yeah.
But I was literally,
it was the two guys that he was messing with. What's up?
I was telling Mitch last week, you have to do a comedy channel or do a skit channel of like 30-second bits, because that really is like, it takes off.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
I mean, my whole thing is with a comedy channel would be possible. It's just that you need to find people that would be willing to do skits with you, and then you need someone to film it. And like, I don't have tons of friends in Chicago just because I moved here again, like within a year or so. If anyone wants to be my friend and film videos, that'd be cool.
Well, a lot of those channels, like they just are. How do I put this? Like, I watch a lot of Gus Johnson guys, like Gus Johnson.
I love Gus Johnson.
Gus Johnson.
I was actually saying I love him.
Yeah, but if you look at his older videos, Mitch, sometimes he doesn't even have people in there. Like, he's just him talking to himself. He just has one angle this way, and then he turns the angle the other way, and is like having a conversation with, like, himself, but it's two different people. So I mean that's
some of the skits I did. I was able to do that, especially at my old apartment in Philly, because it was just set up really well. This apartment I have in Chicago is just really weird. It's like, it's not set up to have like a fake store or like a fake like sneaker con type scenario. So,
but I mean, like, even away from like sneaker content in general, bro, like you could start an entirely like channel based around just like comedy, you know?
Yeah, that would be.
That'd be fun.
That would be something I could get behind big time. And because we talked about last week just how there's only so much you can make hype beast for.
You might as well. Now's the time, and it's like,
yeah, right.
It's